Ulrika has lived in Shadowzar all her life, and she knows these streets like the back of her hand. She could rattle off the merchant stalls that line Maker Street if she had to. First, the apothecary, then the jewelers, then a cluster of little leather workers' shops. But in all her years here, she's never seen it like this. Moving north from the South Gate through Maker Street and the merchants' quarters, she finds every gaze that she meets is quickly averted. Everyone that she sees out and about, and it's very few, are hasty to duck down an alleyway or close up their shutters. This is not a night of commerce or peace for the citizens of the city, but an orgy of chaos and doubt and confusion. She's trying to make her way to Leilena, the apothecary, herbalist, medic. She's trying to complete an errand that must never be spoken of again. It's not often that a healer will agree to give deadly herbs intended to kill, but Ulrika knows Leylena's secrets, and she's not above blackmail in times like these.
And as you're walking there you can see columns of smoke rising from various points in the city on this night of the blood moon. And it seems not too far off. You can hear the screams of people engaged in combat and the gargles of the dying.
Mm-hmm.
But you make it to your destination safely and slip through the door, where you find her standing with crossbow drawn. Or actually, I don't know. May not crossbow. Seems inappropriate. But with long-handled knife drawn.
I thought you might have fled for the night. I wouldn't have blamed you if you had. I'm glad to see you.
She sighs in relief, and she droops a little bit, realizing that it's you and not a potential murderer. Oddly enough, she puts the long-handled knife down on the countertop. What are you doing here now?
I've made my peace with all this. I've made my peace with the war that we've all gotten into. My mentor is dead, killed by some artifact I can't understand. And I thought I'd seen all the artifacts my eyes could hold. But no, this was something different, and now look at what it's triggered. I have blood on my hands, Leilena, but that shouldn't surprise you. But I'm here for something a little more subtle. Even in the midst of something like this, I have a particular target in mind who, well, it should look like an accident.
Now? Of all times you need an accident? People are dying all over the city.
People are dying all over the city, but if I'm going to keep Lord Zerbez on my side, he should never know that Lady Zerbez, well, I was responsible.
You? You go to kill Lady Zerbez?
I do, and I'll come to kill you if this information ever gets out.
Damn
I
you.
can trust you. You can trust me. Now we know each other's secrets.
Damn you to all
So
the
hand over the
pits in
teardrops,
hell.
and I'll be on my way.
She looks away, and considers for just a moment, but ultimately, she knows what she has to do. And she rustles through a few things, opens up a little chest, and pulls out the glass teardrops, each one containing a tiny bit of liquid. This is what you came
Ulrika, I knew I could count on you. And Ulrika pulls out a tiny blood-red silk pouch, takes the handful of glass teardrops from Leilena, ties them up, tucks them back against her chest.
for? You know if they break, they'll kill you just as easily as they'll kill her.
I'll be careful.
You always are.
Ulrika takes 2 steps toward the door and looks back over her shoulder at Leilena before she steps out into the night. Its screams still echoing in her ears, and she smiles a little. She says, "If I can help it, I'll make sure you get passed over. Good luck tonight, Leilena." And with that, she steps back out into the night of the blood moon.
And Ulrika's eyes, glazed over, start to clear a little bit as she sits in the same room with Kriven and Calamir and one very large Gort.
Remembering the night that sparked all of this kind of interwoven chaos and conflict between the guilds of Shadazar. Each of them sitting in the room together after another night that exploded into death and destruction. And she's reminiscing on where she was just months ago. So similar now that it feels like it could have been years.
So, right now, you're all laying low in a random room on Flex Street. Hazir's camp has been burnt to the ground. There's not a tent or shanty left there. However, when the gangs came through, they found no one there. Hazir's people are smart. They're survivors. And they have gone to whence they came and have scattered throughout the city. They all know how to find each other if need be, but now they're all in dark corners and alleyways and small rooms, squalid conditions, but they're mostly alive. This morning, Paddock, one of the scouts that used to answer to Hazir, was going out to meet some contacts and find out some things, and wanted you to meet them at the Fancy Philly later that evening. from what you reckon, it's hard to tell because this room you're in has no windows and is lit by filthy oil lamps. The sun should be setting soon.
It's going to be
Okay.
it's going to be an uncomfortable trip across the city from here to the Philly. If I had to wager a guess, I'd say that we're not very. That we're obvious and potential targets moving through the streets right now.
Could try to take some back roads.
And, Criven, you know the way perhaps better than most on how to get there.
Mm-hmm. It's like, somewhere over here on Lantern Street,
Right. You've been there. You've seen that.
I guess we don't want to pass too close to the burnt camp.
Mm,
Maybe we could swing by the safe house, the Black Hand safe house. Go the long way around there. Go bam,
well, as of a
bam.
few short weeks ago, they wanted me dead. So,
Yeah, this is not good.
we should probably do it under the cover of night. Is my guess.
Gort nods
Yeah.
solemnly as if in some small manner of recognition. He hasn't spoken much in the past 2 weeks, which isn't unusual. But there's been a certain heaviness that plays across his face.
If we move on
Gort,
back streets under cover of night, it may be our best chance to get there without problems.
I agree.
So, you give yourselves time, and it doesn't take much. The wait is mostly silent, because what really is there to be said? And as you're stirring to go, Gort breaks his silence. And in broken Zamorin, tells you the story. Before, long before, I was slave, captured in North, abused for long time, years, forced to serve masters, first to kill for masters. Until Varesh buy me from slavers. Much money, Varesh not care. And Varesh's first command, when chains off Gort's wrist, was kill slavers. And he stops and he stares down at his massive ham-hock hands. Gort had no weapon. But Varesh commands, so Gort do. And with bare hands around throats, feel neck snap, eyes go out, bleed, ears tear. Gort killed all slavers. Owed Varesh ever since. And now, Varesh dead. And Gort free.
Yes, you are, friend. Your battle axe is always welcome with 1,000 hands. We could always use 2 more.
And on that note, before we set out to get to the filly, welcome to Crumbling Keep Presents Tales from the Tower, playing Conan the Thief, on episode 8. It's been 8 whole episodes. 11 if you count the little prequel thing we did. My name is James. I am running this show.
I'm Brad. I play Calimere.
My name is Emily. I play Ulrika.
My name's Frank. I play Criven.
My name's Justin, and I play Ramesh.
And that background noise is my roommates. They're having a little bit of a party tonight. So let's just say Shadazar is a little bit livelier than usual. And chalk it up to a realm of imagination.
Always a party in Shadowzar.
Hey, even if there's a fight going on, they're still partying.
So this
I don't know if you know this about Shadowzar parties, but they don't stop.
I've also heard there ain't no party like a Shadazar party.
Yeah, the two coincide.
Well, yes, obviously.
Both these things are true.
So this is kind of fun because anyone who caught our last episode knows that a lot happened. A lot of people also know that if you caught it that Justin was not with us that episode, and we kind of kept him from communicating about what has happened or watching the last video, so he's completely out of the loop. So even in that little intro sequence, he typed in the chat, "Oh my god, you mean Cobra Commander is dead?" So this is going to be a great night of revelations. It's a good time.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
So, as always, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, in the top of the video description, there's a little link you can click to give us a tip. That'd be rad. You can always find more info on crumblingkeep.com. So, without further ado, Ramesh,
Yep.
you've been cautious most of your life. It's gotten you this far. And getting back into the city, that caution certainly played a role. Something did not sit right with you. There's a certain smell in the air, something of smoke and char that hasn't been completely unfamiliar in Shadazar.
Like burning bodies?
Mostly,
Smoke and char?
like mostly burning wood with a little bit of burning body mixed in for good measure.
Something smells rotten in Shadowzar. I think to myself as I walk back into town.
And you have, you've pulled a heavy cloak over your face. Not sure why. Just felt like perhaps it was the right thing to do. A certain instinct kicking in. Always better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
And it's not altogether long before you find yourself standing in front of the storefront.
On fire?
Not on fire. However,
Having been on fire?
it looks like there's been some damage. There isn't a door any longer.
But
There are multiple members of the Cult of the Staff Bearers outside. And all kinds of dubious people coming in and out.
What the what have you done to my precious store? Obviously there's too many people to like take this on by myself, I assume.
Do you have a Darth Vader moment?
Yeah, there looks like
No. No, I think it's more like I see the store and see the crumbling ashes, and it's one of those like, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." Is that like my baby is burned down.
A tear and a can of
Yeah.
gasoline.
Okay,
Sing, like you listen to Morrissey as well.
yeah, it's time to bust out my Depeche Mode records because I'm gonna have some feels for a while. Just gets me. So I'm going. I'm gonna head towards what's his name? I made the character up. The head of the ale guild, the half barrel.
Tariff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find him.
Okay.
Moving past the storefront, and because I know if I get too close, I'm just gonna get really angry.
We'll get back to you in just a little bit then. No, Kriven, you managed to heal your wounds during carousing. What you got? If anyone's ever interested in seeing our carousing, you can do so in the Facebook group, Crumbling or Tales from the Tower fan group. So if you look for Tales from the Tower fan group, you will be able to find it. And that's one of the neat things about the Conan system is the carousing phase, and that is how you heal your wounds. You have to spend money on it and spend like an actual phase healing. So anyway, for the rest of you, you've made your way, for argument's sake, through the darkened streets of Shadazar. Things are certainly much more peaceful now than they were the last time that you all went through the city together. However, they're not necessarily better, per se. But you all do find yourselves outside of the Philly.
Hey, Ramesh.
Ramesh is not outside the Philly, friend.
Oh, the rest,
Damn! You
the rest of it. You said you guys.
guys are gonna get an earful.
Is Makar and Drina and Gort all with us?
No, Makara and Drina are not the put themselves in danger types.
So one, we can't. Did we find out the secret locations of one, the treasure, and two, Kareem's whereabouts?
With the chat, there was plans to go find that treasure, or go to the. Your plan was to go to the
Vineyard
later on, yeah. So we will get to that.
Yeah.
Fareem, we
Okay.
didn't really talk about in chat this week, so that is something we're going to have to get to later.
Okay. So, fancy Philly.
The fancy Philly.
Should we have a mug of something to the memory of our friends?
Well, we're meeting people here, right?
Well, you know what? The Thousand Hands was getting a little beefy. There's a lot of mouths to feed.
A lot of dead weight, yeah.
Still getting a little bureaucratic. Streamline the company.
Right.
Jeez. All right.
Lay some people off, you know.
The severance packages were handed out.
So, going into the Philly, you see Paddock, the scout, at a corner table. He frantically waves you all over as you enter. I imagine at least some mediocrum of disguise. Though, then again, it is kind of hard to disguise a Gort, so perhaps not.
I imagine I shambled together some clothes, like a cloak and stuff. Cover my hideous face.
Yeah, likewise. I would, at least have switched things up since whatever. Try to dress in a little bit shabbier way than I normally would. I usually try to be sharply dressed, but hate to draw too much attention to ourselves at a time like this.
Okay, so not quite a callback to characters gone by. No literal garbage.
You mean literal garbage,
Right.
where I was dressed in literal garbage rags?
Right,
No,
right.
not quite that. I'm not trying to disguise myself as one of the beggars of Fleet Street or anything.
Okay. So, you all find yourselves at the table with Padak, and he leans in close. You notice some people, as you sit down, stand and leave their tables that are nearby. Things are bad, he says. First, they disbanded the table. Urquhart, he's been seen. And now the table is no more. He's created a new body in its place. And he shakes his head. It is horrible. I almost don't want to see it.
What is it?
Lady Kareen is still on the governing body. And so now is Captain Pomuk, the new captain of the guard. They brought in Visk from the Guild of Whispers, and I am sorry. But so is Master Wa. He's renounced all ties to the Thousand Hands.
And he's working for them?
It must be the only way.
Well, what is he doing? What do they have him doing?
From what I hear, living in luxury. And he spits on the filthy ground of the tavern.
Oh, Criven, we've been betrayed by the one who taught us. I feel a bit of shame for not seeing it, and a lot of rage.
I can't believe it. That man, he was
Like a father to us both.
But then think on how he got on the table to begin with.
If the table is no more, then what is this new organization that they formed? And on whose authority did they disband the table?
On the authority of steel, backed by Urquhart.
Urquhart is...
Dead.
Well,
It is not so. I saw Urquhart with my own eyes. Thankfully, he did not see
and we
me.
saw his corpse with ours.
his head should be at Dr. Worm's lab. I sold it to him for 2 gold.
That is...
And what about this massive blob of flesh that's the size of a building now?
The building collapsed in on that. That is not a current thing to worry about.
Okay, it kind of destroyed it.
Yeah, that went away. The rank and file citizenry of Shadazar did not see... There's rumors aplenty, but they don't know what happened that night.
Well, I've done my best to spread fear throughout the remaining folks. Hopefully, it'll deter them from joining the cult.
The cult knows that there are still members of the Thousand Hands that live, but
You're damn right they do.
But what can you all do against the cult?
We could take out its leader.
Right, cut the head right off the snake.
But what allies do you have left? Tariff was taken in the night. No one has seen him since.
Well, Hazir is dead. And his group needs some kind of leader. I wish we had Ramesh. He's better at talking.
Perhaps your Ramesh...
Did someone say my name? Oh, it doesn't work, does it?
Sadly, no.
I'll spend a fortune point to just walk in the room right now.
You want to spend a fortune point on that? I'm cool with that. Are you doing it?
Nice.
Is it happening?
Uh,
I mean, I remember at the end of last episode, I don't think anyone had a fortune point left.
Nope.
No, and in fact, I think I had to nominate somebody to get
Yeah,
a
nominate
fortune point
Callie.
that you immediately spent just
Yeah.
to make something not
Cool
fail. We were really down to the wire last
No,
time.
that was Calimere.
Yeah, exactly.
Use that
Gave you
fortune
a
point to
fortune
carry
point.
both the twins on one on each shoulder.
So, it's up to you
Anyway.
if you want to spend that or not.
it's a tough call. Because you can spend fortune points on, like, declarations like that.
It's not something we've played with, but I think that's a very novel use of them. I think that's cool.
I
Yeah,
think it's similar to the time that I was like, I need this gate opened, and I want Gort to show up out of nowhere.
Right?
I'll spend it.
Yeah? Then...
I wish Ramesh were here. He's silver-tongued son of a bitch.
That old dog.
I sit down at your table quietly, and without even batting an eye, go, "What did you do to my store?"
Oh my god. Where'd you come from?
Yeah, none of us noticed you come up. What the...
I've been trying to lay low since apparently the cult has taken over, everything in the... How long have I been gone? In game time?
it's been like about 2 weeks-ish.
Okay. So, since the cult has somehow managed to take over everything that we've built in the past 2 weeks since my absence, I've been trying to lay low.
You don't understand.
You haven't seen what we've seen.
Well, if anyone would like to fill me in, we can make a plan for what happens next.
It was a trap.
Who trapped us, and how can we kill them?
We had a huge party to celebrate a lot of our recent victories in getting the idol and taking that estate and
Sure.
stopping them on Fleck Street. And a big part of the celebration was to present that idol that I retrieved from that man's stomach. And right when he held it up, there was a spell or something, a curse, and it just started causing us to all go crazy. Everybody was losing their minds, attacking each other.
Everybody.
Everybody in the room, every one of our comrades.
Even you against each other?
We were able to steel ourselves.
I had to... Ulrika gestures toward Criven and said, I had to tackle this one to the ground to keep him from walking straight into a blazing inferno.
My God.
It's true.
Who and what do we have left?
The three of us. Gort. And those twins that we saved at the vineyard.
What about the vineyard?
We haven't made it out of the city yet, so...
Well, thankfully I know a way out of the city that should be able to lay low with. That's the way I came in. Also, are we sure that we're okay to talk in this area?
Philly's a fine establishment.
Paddock shakes his head. I don't know if we're safe to talk anywhere.
It's as
I
good a
have
place as anything.
I have news, but maybe it's best for saved once we're outside of the town, just to be safe.
I think that would be wise. We just found out that the table's been disbanded and Master Waz betrayed us.
Son of a bitch.
He wasn't there at the night of the party.
What about Tariff? What about all of our other friends? Are they missing or dead?
We haven't seen Tariff. We heard he was taken in the night, but his ear, we're quite sure, died when the building crumbled.
Well,
And then when it comes to Master Wa or Lord Zerbez or any of the allies we thought we had, now it seems like they've disbanded the table, formed some new alliance, and are working with the legend of Urquat, since I, for one, don't know what to believe on whether he's alive or dead.
I very much saw him dead with my own eyes.
We all did.
And Pedak says again, but you don't understand. I saw him alive 2 days ago.
This is some strange business afoot, and I don't like it.
That staff.
I fear fortune no longer smiles upon us. We should leave the town as quickly as possible. What of Anja?
That was the shopkeeper.
Yes.
No one has heard from Anja. However, no one's been able to get into the store either.
Okay. Well, as is proven many times in the past, the four of us are all we really need.
Gort,
But maybe we can cobble up some more.
Gort,
And
like-
you, Gort.
yeah.
We got Gort.
I'm like, I meant the four, including you, Gort.
Gort has much kill to do.
We all do.
Sadly,
Would
we
you like-
lost Raresh also.
That's just, kind of sad.
Isn't it?
I never fully trusted him. Sorry.
He was
well, Gort,
okay.
would you like to join us in revenge?
Gort
Come
is,
out on top? Kings of Shadowzar?
Gort is free. Gort does not want to be king. Gort want to kill one last time for Ramesh. Or, I'm sorry, but not Ramesh.
Okay.
I mean, yes,
Yeah.
but one last time for Varesh.
Varesh.
Yeah, I made his name way too similar to yours, and I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
Gort wants
That's
to kill
okay.
one last time for Varesh.
Stick with me and you will kill one more time many times for Varesh.
One more
You'll get
time,
vengeance
over
on
and
Paul.
over and over again.
Yes. Yes. But for now, we should focus on stealing ourselves out of here, I think.
I agree. Bounce out of this place.
So,
Grab our donkeys and roll.
Yep.
Yep.
You hear from outside the inn or the tavern at this point, as I spend we'll go to Doom, spend him early, spend him often. You hear from outside of the Wait, how much Doom should I have? How many of there are you? 4? So I should have
4.
12. Okay. Thank you for your patience, everybody.
And we get like 15, right?
Doom? Sure. So you hear from outside, and it kind of like everyone in the tavern kind of freezes as you hear this yell. 1,000 hands! We've come to lop off the last of your fingers!
Are we familiar with this voice that's yelling right now?
I mean,
that's
it's
pretty lame.
No, but it could be anyone at this point, really.
I point Gort in the direction of where that voice is coming from. He'll serve as a
And-
very nice distraction while we leave.
Yeah. So, this is a bar that is well known to some of us. Is there like a secret way out, kind of a way out through the basement, tunnel system? What do we got?
That seems like a
back
lore
window.
test, right?
Oh yeah, I'd love to make a lore test.
Does sound very lordy.
So I'll let one of you make it. And
I nominate me.
if anyone
Second,
go for it.
Yeah, I'll. I don't know.
I was gonna say if
Can
someone
I-
wanted to help, you better
Yeah.
you tell me how.
There
I
should
do
be.
not have a good
I was thinking. Yeah, neither do I.
So your help, just remember.
I have like a 9 in lore total. I
I got 16.
remember
Okay,
using
so
the
I
help
will-
action. Doesn't
Yeah.
it just gives the person actually doing the task an extra dice to
Oh.
roll? So it really
An
doesn't matter
extra
what you
die.
know.
I will help Ulrika by like pounding on the floor to find where the like empty trapdoor spot is while
Cool.
she's trying to like remember where it is in the room.
Cool. So I will roll an extra d20.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. Which was what I set it for.
And when I roll a lore test, I do gain a bonus momentum. Never mind.
Okay. So Gort stands up and starts walking toward the door. See you later, thousand hands.
Godspeed, Gort.
And you lower yourselves through the trapdoor into the tunnels closing in ahead of you, above you. So, going through those, Ulrika, it's been a long time since you've used these tunnels. But as you get to the end of it, you suddenly remember the worst part. As little bits of water drip down through a crack above you that you know is the exit out. And you know that you're going to be coming out of one of the fountains of the city. And as you move the pathway aside and go through the little crawl space, suddenly getting into the fountain and standing up, each of you one after the other, you're just soaking wet in the night air.
Better to be soaked in water than our own blood. Come on.
I've been in town for 15 minutes as I'm shaking these things off as
I hope Gort's okay.
So do I.
He'll be fine. He's got the strength and hide of an elephant. Look at that boy. He's an absolute unit.
So what's your plan?
Scout the vineyard, I guess, would be the first thing.
Yeah, get out of town and get to the vineyard. It's like a day's ride or something, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you say ride, tell me about horses.
We got a couple just, we keep all our horses right out here by this gate.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
That's the horse pen, you know.
Yeah.
I do have a horse, a riding horse. I'm not. I don't know if we ever established where I keep said horse.
So
Kit.
I imagine that any type of items and equipment that you didn't have on you that you don't necessarily have access to at this time.
Okay.
Can I spend one of my fortune points to be able to whistle and have Jackass appear?
That's a little too much, I feel.
Aw, damn.
Well, how long,
Um,
how
can
long is a day's
I
ride on foot?
can I make a thievery check to see if there are any horses nearby that we can steal?
Yes, absolutely.
I'd like
Uh,
to.
help me look around for some horses.
I will.
Yeah. Observation.
Camels will be fine too.
Um, James, if there are multiple of us that are looking, can I add multiple d20s?
Up to 5. Yeah, I feel that's legitimate. You can never go over
Alright.
5.
So I'm gonna roll 5d20 because we've got a little group of us looking around here.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, that would be
Oh.
5 successes.
5 successes. Okay,
Yep.
welcome to 4 momentum. 'Cause it was not a hard task to find horses. So as you all split up for a moment, Ulrika, you spot, not too far off, a lot of torchlight in one of the... you came up pretty close to the center of the city, which is normally a lawless place that no one goes unless they're looking for death or looking to deal death.
Tis a silly place.
Kind of quite the opposite. It's really where the town guard never goes. Even most thieves never go unless they have very good reason. But because of where you came out of the tunnels, you found yourself close to it, and it seems that there are a lot of torchlights in that area. And Ulrika, you make your way slowly toward the outskirts of it, and you see a huge crowd. And at the edge of this crowd, there are some horses hitched, certainly enough for you all. Do you want to make an observation test?
Sure.
Yes.
Can we all?
That
Or
sounds like a leading question.
I'm going to say, since Ulrika made the original roll, I'm going to say she's the one who actually found the horses, so she's got into position to make this test as she's into proximity.
I certainly will make an observation test, and I will use one of the momentum that I just gained on that.
Ooh.
Oh, damn it.
That is. Can I give you a doom to avoid that complication?
Yeah,
do you have a reroll?
for now, I will take the doom.
And sadly, I do not have any reroll talents for observation. That is 2 successes.
Okay, so that's 1 momentum for you. So,
Okay.
peeking out from the alleyway where you are, farther into this square, you squint and you're trying to figure out what all these people are gathered around, because it looks like townsfolk, you know? This doesn't seem to be a guild's meeting. There are definitely a few guards about from the town itself. And this is kind of unprecedented as to have guards here at all. This is, like I said, this has been a lawless place, but it seems that the powers that be wanted to stage something here. And it doesn't take you long of looking to figure out what. At the front of this crowd, you see a few hangmen's, I'm not sure what they're really called. but-
Gallows?
yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You see 3 gallows.
Ooh.
And underneath each one, standing there with a rope around their neck, waiting for the door to be sprung, you see a member of the Half Barrels Guild. The middle one housing Tariff.
I immediately turn on my heel and, like, stride as quickly as I can without drawing too much attention to myself back to where I split off from the rest of the group, and try to find Calamir, Ramesh, and Kriven to let them know what I've just witnessed.
Do the other two people that are being prepped for hanging, we don't know?
Rando members of the Half Barrels, like, sure,
Oh, okay.
you know them in passing.
Okay, cool.
We gotta save him.
Girl, she's scary.
How much, how many guards did you say that there were?
It seems that there's a large throng of people, and standing at the front of them, let's say, okay, that seems like tell you what, that seems like an obtain momentum spend there, if you want to make it.
Oh, an obtain information momentum spend?
Yeah.
Can I generated a momentum on my observation check. Can I use that momentum on the obtain information spend and ask you how many guards there are?
You certainly can. So, you saw at the front of this throng of people 5 guards separating them from the gallows, and slightly behind them on an overhang, 2 archers.
Okay.
Scanning the crowd.
I relay this information to everyone, you know. Tariff and 2 of his half-barrels are standing in the central square on gallows, waiting with the hangman's noose already around their necks. They've got 5 guards separating the crowd from the spectacle, and 2 archers up on platforms, making sure nothing gets out of hand.
Then perhaps something should get out of hand.
Right.
Kriven, can you, like, Robin Hood down with the... Can you, like, shoot the ropes or anything? Are there more than just the 4 horses that we were gonna steal right there?
That's exactly where my head was also going, Ramesh.
Right, Emma,
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Same
Roll
page.
me a 1d8.
Same page.
Okay, D8, you got it.
Yep. Dice not commonly used in Conan. This.
4.
Nope, there are 4 horses exactly, oddly enough.
Crud.
We could just battle him. If only we had Gort, man.
How big is this crowd? And what's the general tone of this crowd? Are they like, yeah, hang the motherfuckers, or are they like kind of like waiting to see how this plays out?
There's probably around like 50-ish people. They don't seem jubilant, but it'd be too much to expect any heroes.
Even with a really great persuasion check?
Even with a really great persuasion check.
What about inciting them into just like kind of rioting, not necessarily being heroes? Is that doable based off of the current state of the crowd?
That is information I don't know if you'd have.
Can I observe the crowd and see how they're, if this is something I could rile them up into rioting about?
If you would like to make a stealth check to remain hidden while you do so, and then I believe it's insight. Yes, an insight check to determine the mood.
Okay. Well, since I'm terrible at stealth, I will spend a fortune point on it to make sure I stay hidden. Oh, cool. I'm ever so stealthy. I'm very sneaky, sir.
4 successes.
Yep.
Stealth rolls.
And then
Um,
I have 2 on an insight.
Well, that's going to be 3 momentum for that stealth roll
Okay.
Nice.
because
We are
guard
at
is
max
not there.
momentum, ladies and gents.
Yep.
nice.
So yeah, can I incite this crew?
It seems like sure you could, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be easy. These definitely these don't look like the thieves of Shadazar. These people look like they mostly don't have as much of a stake in this as any of you do. Plus, with all the violence that has happened in the past few months, from the Night of the Blood Moon, the Night of the Void, and now this new knight whose name I have subsequently forgotten.
The Night of Thousand Deaths.
Night of a Thousand Deaths.
Jeez, everyone's taking thousands now.
They are not... Oh, 1,000 deaths, like 1,000 hands. Okay. I did not get that the first time I read it. Alright,
Yep.
Brad, I'm a bigger fan of your name now. Anyway. Anyway, with all the violence that has happened recently, it seems like they are kept pretty well in line. Let's say that.
Okay.
Well, we could lose the horses and run out of town if we wanted.
I am gonna use the little tactic of this is a time sensitive thing, as
Yep.
after some speeches and whatnot.
Cool. I'm gonna slap the horses on the asses then.
Yep. Cut all the ropes and slap
Yep.
them on the assholes to try to run them through the crowd.
And I will make an animal handling check.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 2
Give us
momentum.
that.
I'll spend 2 momentum to add more die to the roll. It's a personality-based skill, so I should be okay at it. I got 2 successes.
Okay. Which is going to be what it took. Woo! So the horses take off, running through the crowd, and there's yells from all over as the beasts just create havoc. Ah! The guards at the front form a protective wall, keeping the crowd from surging forward at all, keeping them back with their shields. You see as the crowd starts to part a little bit, you see the hangman at the front, who has a rather large axe, point out, "Find who did this! Find them!" So, as the heroes, you have initiative in this hot dumpster fire mess. Who's doing what?
Like all dumpster fires.
I'm going to... Because I'm already wearing kind of a little bit shabbier clothes than I normally would, I'm going to try to get into the crowd and act like I am just one of the, oh god, I'm being run down by rampaging horses. I was just trying to watch a nice, quality, wholesome hanging on a Friday night.
Alright.
Good
Would that be
old-fashioned public hanging.
stealth or...
I'm thinking thievery,
Okay.
and I
Even
will
better.
put it against their... I will do a... it's going to be against one of their perception rolls, and I am going to spend that doom you so lovingly gave me earlier to give them an extra dice.
Well, then I'm going to spend a momentum to give myself an extra die.
Well, then I'm going to... Okay.
Oh, well then, let's see here. I'm gonna use my reroll a d20 on that talent.
Ooh.
Wow! Ouch!
Oh,
Not
man.
happening.
Okay, Not happening.
Okay.
So-
One of the archers points and says, "The Thousand Hands!" And I'm gonna spend
damn it.
one of the doom that I just got on that roll to have one of the archers loose an arrow at Ulrika. Do you wish to... I should have asked before I rolled, but do you wish to dodge?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so...
Dodging a ranged attack is acrobatics, correct?
Yes, and it does give me a doom.
Okay. I fail.
Okay, so... I believe...
Yeah, let's just burn Shadowzar to the ground and start anew.
Right. Man, it's a bummer.
Yep,
Yeah.
I did get one success, so... The arrow is going to hit. My apologies, I just have to figure out how much damage that does. Not to say that I wasn't 100% ready, but... I mean, good news. While going through this book, it does appear that there are crossbows in the in this time frame.
Ah,
Oh, phew. That was what I was worried about the most, given our current situation.
Right. I'd hate to be technologically
It was-
inaccurate about a fictional place and time.
Technically those aren't available in the Conan universe till much later in the eras.
I was still distracted thinking about whether or not my friend in my flashback was actually holding a crossbow. So thank you.
They had the crossbow beneath the counter and the long-handled knife above the counter.
See, there you go.
There we go. Thank you so much for your patience, everybody. Ah, okay. Bows aren't the worst.
The good ones are good.
Hey!
My bow's good. Cloak.
Are you
Alright.
wearing any sort of armor?
Nope.
Okay, so you don't quite dodge out of the way, but the arrow goes through, like, your cape or your cloak or something like that. Near
Exactly.
inches from actually hitting you. Alright. Oh. I didn't put any of you on the map, did I? Here we are.
There's a map?
Yeah.
Whoa! Shit, look at that!
Sorry, everybody. I am not on my game today, and I apologize to the viewing public. Alright, so that is going to put the players...
Can I be there too?
Oh, right, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were going to be back this week. Yes, Ramesh
Yeah.
will be there presently.
Okay.
Wow, look at all these random rabble.
Yeah, all
This
these,
is outstanding.
these town folk people.
Look at those butchers with cuts of meat just hanging out.
It's
They were clearly on their way to do something else, and they were like, oh, this seems like something to watch.
that
Just
is
got this plate with a pork chop on it. I better hang out.
actually Shadowzar high fashion, little known fact.
Oh.
Totally a thing. So those must have been nobles. But yes, unless Ramesh was going to go first, feel free to start taking your turns while I grab Ramesh a token.
I'd like to run up and take. Oh wait, yeah. I'm just now seeing the map. I'm trying to find us.
You were
We're
in the
over
bottom
here.
right-hand corner.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And Ulrika, you took a shot.
I tried to blend into the crowd and failed, but didn't get hit.
We can start killing. I can try to stun the executioner guy by yelling at him.
Ulrich, I'm sorry. Calamir is going to quick flip up his hood. Just take on the grab a rake that's sitting next to a wall or something, and join this crowd. As Orica was trying to do. So I take a second to kind of disguise myself. I'll give you a roll there.
And I'm gonna keep the same difficulty.
Okay. And we have...
Well, no, I'll roll a new one. I guess to see a different person, it would be good to have yeah, never mind. I'm gonna roll a new roll for it.
Okay.
Oof.
I
regret that.
Wait, where's the... Oh, okay. It pops up in the wrong... I'm gonna use 2, actually. Oh, shit. Fuck.
Ah!
I got a complication. I got 3 successes, but a complication.
Oof.
Okay. Give me a 1d3 roll.
Well, this was to create the disguise. Because any momentum that I get from creating the disguise, I can then use for the attempt of using it.
Okay.
Like actually blending in.
But still gonna give me a 1d3 roll.
Okay.
A D3.
1d3. Something that Roll20 can do really well.
Can it do Zochi dice?
1.
You can do whatever kind of die you want.
Really?
Yeah. You can type in any number after the
1d71. Alright.
Wow.
So I'm going to yet again spend a doom to seize momentum in conjunction with that complication. The hangman with the axe steps to the side and swings it and hits the first lever of the first gallows. And one of the half barrels starts dangling from the end of it.
Fuck.
Tariff is number 2 in the middle.
I would like to move through the crowd. Unless, are you done with your turn?
Yeah, that was a roll, so he can
Okay.
move, but that's about it now.
Okay, yeah. Well, if you want to move, go ahead. But then I'll take my turn.
On that
Tell me,
note,
are you moving at all?
if you have to, Brad, if you have to make another roll to use the disguise, I would say that means your disguise is not in use until you make that roll. So, if you were to move out into the public now, you wouldn't be disguised. Does that make sense?
So my disguise isn't working?
No, because you said you had to make another roll to use the disguise. This is true?
Yeah, I've made it. Now I need
Right.
to use a stealth roll to move out into the public, yeah.
Right, so if you move out into the public now, you can't make that stealth roll, because you can only make one roll per turn. That's your action, right? So if you move out into the public now, it would be like your disguise isn't put on yet. Does that make sense?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Alright, so anyway, Ramesh, continue on now. We've had that conversation.
I'm gonna move into the crowd here, and without yelling, but I'm gonna give the executioner guy the stink eye version of the threaten.
So,
Isn't that like a?
Is that,
I'm gonna
that
give
has
the
to be...
menacing glare.
You have to be in the same... I'm sorry.
same zone, yeah. So you're one zone away.
Oh, he's up here on this zone.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
He's right past that
Damn it,
dividing
zones are
line.
dumb. All right. And their only way past is past these dudes here.
Without doing something involving, like, jumping from railings or something like that from above, yes.
Yeah, because I'm a cat. Are the guards are in my zone though?
Yes,
Right?
the guards are
Okay.
completely in your zone, and they are going to be acting as a minion horde.
Okay, so if I do a thing to them, do I have to spend the extra things to affect multiple targets then, or is it
Damage will
Do they-
carry over.
Okay, then I'm going to give the stink eye to this moving horde here, and give them the "you don't want to move any closer or fuck with us" kind of deal.
Ramesh stares them down with a steely glare.
Yep, sure do. These guys are gonna get it.
You tell him.
Yeah.
Ramesh gonna give it to him.
First we're gonna rock, then we're gonna roll.
Nice.
That is 5 successes.
Okay, and they are not defending at all because I'm not spending doom
Okay.
on them. Do your thing.
So, do I have to? If I have the stun effect based off of this, if I want multiple of those guys to be stunned, do I have to spend the momentum on it, or does it? Would all of them be stunned because they're a unit technically?
How about this? For each effect you roll,
Okay.
you can either apply them to like all to one person or to multiple. And I don't know
Okay.
if that's the way it's supposed to go, but that's how we're gonna roll it.
So with the I got 4 momentum extra out of that. Or how
Correct.
many?
You got 5 successes altogether, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's gonna be 4
So
momentum.
and I'm naturally charming, so I yield 1 bonus momentum, so that's 5 total. So I'm going to spend 3 of them towards extra die for damage. Am I remembering this right?
Yes.
No, a momentum just gives you a straight 1 damage.
Oh right, okay. Then I will spend 3 of that towards damage at the end. Anyways, that's what is it?
Thank you, Frank. Sorry.
6.
And also, you can roll your damage first and then start spending momentum on the damage
Oh, okay, cool.
to make it better in the way you want it to be, you know?
All right, so that's 7 damage, and it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4 things have procced. So I'm going to stun 4 of them and add the extra 3 to make it 10 damage total. Mental.
Okay. No piercing, right?
No.
Okay.
I just want them stunned more than anything.
Alright, so that is going to effectively run off this one. And the one next to them is quite shaken, but due to a little soak, is not going to suffer the wound needed to make them go away.
Okay.
And we'll say there's 4, so we'll say the 4 that are left are going to be stunned unless I spend a doom about it. So, tell me what that looks like.
So I feel like I've kind of like mastered the that whip crack sound effect stink eye at things. So when I see these guys all start to like draw out their weapons and get ready to move, I literally just move through the crowd and try to work my best like demon eyes I can possibly think of, and like stare through their souls, see their childhoods, and make them wish they were never born.
And it works pretty well. First they are ready to... I mean, that's quite the prize, being known as the one that took out Ramesh of the 1,000 Hands. But they freeze in their tracks as they lock eyes with you.
Yeah, I've been working hard to cultivate that whole like I heard he's part demon kind of mentality. So
Next up,
get him.
Gribben's gonna run in here and start busting out his bow.
Yes, ranged weapons.
Gonna pop right up on here, and I guess that would be my my full action, like pulling out my weapon and going in this zone. But I'm gonna spend a fortune point to line up my shot. Take a look at this guy right here and let an arrow fly at him.
okay, so I'm going to say that normally it is just 1 success you need to hit. But because of him being behind some folks and everything. I'll say he has a little bit of cover. We're going to say it's going to cost 2 successes to hit him.
2 successes. Fair enough. How much momentum do we have?
We should have 5.
5. All right.
Spend freely.
And I am going to spend a doom to have them dodge.
The axe guy dodge.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to spend just 1 momentum. And with my trick shot talent, I get a free momentum to spend on the attack. So 4 dice.
Nice.
3 and a complication.
Ah!
Take your doom.
Oh, no,
Take your-
no. I shall
Do
not.
you have any reroll talents, Frank?
No, not on attacking.
Damn.
So, for anyone who hasn't seen this before, in Conan, when you roll, you want to roll low. You want to roll under your little stat thing. When you roll a 20, that's a complication, meaning not that you fail, because you can still totally succeed, but something bad happens. So, we'll get to that bad thing in just a sec. Kriven, I rolled 2 successes to dodge, you rolled 3 successes to hit, so you hit, but with no bonus momentum. So go ahead and roll your damage, and then we'll get to that complication.
Just spend all momentum to kill him.
Right? I feel like I'm hitting Tariff, man. I feel like that's the complication. So I'm like,
What kind
No.
of monster do you
damage.
think I am?
The DM.
great.
That kind of monster?
You're you. That's who you are. I know all about you. And I guess I'll re-roll my zeros. That's 9 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4 piercing.
4 piercing.
Yep.
Where to?
Good old left.
the old left arm.
Okay, 9 damage, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Ton
you
of
can't swing that big old axe if your left arm is gone, just saying.
Yep. Or, I just killed Tariff.
Alright.
right
So,
through the arm.
the hangman sees your arrow coming as it speeds between 2 of the guards and attempts to jump out of the way. But altogether too slow, as your arrow buries into his left arm. He grabs it, stumbling backwards, as his back hits the gallows, and he bumps into Tariff. And one of his feet go off the little stool he's standing on, and he starts wavering around on top of the stool. And now, it's the bad people's turns.
No.
No.
Alright, so the only person that has an action left is one of the archers, as all of the guards are currently stunned. And they are going to
Yes.
let loose an arrow at Ramesh.
Woo! I deserve it.
Do you wish to dodge at all?
Ranged is acrobatics.
Yes, and it does give me a doom if you decide to guard or dodge.
I mean, chances are I'm still just gonna fuck it up anyways. I have a really terrible agility. See, I'll just take it.
So that's actually going to be 3 successes with that one I rolled.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend 1 on damage and bank the other one in my doom pile.
Cool.
Again with the no damage rolled.
Woo!
Alright, so
Hey!
it is going
Yeah.
to be 1 stress, 1 vigor stress because of the momentum I spent, but that's it. So their arrow makes you like high step out of the way.
1 vigor stress.
Yeah.
It's not to like any part of my body or anything. With yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess you might have armor, so I should probably see where that hits.
Yes. I
My
do have
apologies.
armor.
Your right leg.
I have soak 1 on my right leg.
Okay, which is just enough to negate that. So it's not a great shot. It's already trying to hit the ground by the time it hits your leg and just bounces off your armor. All right, so lose.
That guy.
Top it around.
Sweet.
All right.
Callie's going to use a minor action to pull his axe out and cover it under his cloak as he makes his way up.
All right.
Sorry, I dropped it while moving him.
You gonna give me a roll
Come
for that
right up
disguise?
Yep. As soon as I bring up the window. Kali Mishaka.
Making copies.
Make copies.
I'm gonna use 3. Did I get any momentum from that, James?
So if
Yeah,
that
we're,
was just
we're at max anyway.
yeah.
Yeah. Spend it. Spend it like we're in combat. Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, that's 5.
Oof.
Let's see what they rolled to see you.
7.
A 3, a 4, and a 17.
So I did make 2 successes. So that's going to give you 2 momentum after you get your 1 success.
Okay, and that's an additional 2 because of my talents. And I'm going to take that axe. I guess I'll have to use a fortune point. Yeah. I'm going to use a fortune point.
Oh,
Nice.
Does a fortune point just give you an extra standard action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it like having a whole additional movement too?
it's an extra standard action.
I think it's just the standard action.
Shit. So it doesn't give you a second minor action?
No, I don't think it does.
Well,
Okay, what I'm gonna do is instead like sneak up here, chop to the left, the guy's back, and then to the one on the right. You'll just switch it around.
Minion slaying style.
Yeah. Go and get.
Minion slam.
So that's 4. Alright, I'm gonna put 2 of those back and use 2 of those momentum once I roll them. 1 for the attack.
tension. Will he hit?
Yes. I believe in him.
I believe you're correct. with
That's
that.
3 successes.
All right, so that's going to be 2 momentum toward that.
Alright. So that's 3 momentum to use. I'm gonna add Vicious 1 to the first attack and the second. Oh, that was the first attack, so I'm sorry. Where is it? Discharge Kiss. Roll. Oh, re-roll those zeros. So that's 10, 11. 11 points of damage.
Any piercing?
Yeah, I had 1 left, so I'll add -2 piercing.
-2 piercing. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So that's 11, you say? Yeah, that's not even enough to.
Yes.
So there's this rule where you can sacrifice a shield to not take a wound. However, even if they did that, they would still take a wound because other reasons. So, tell me how your strike... Tell me how you kill those 2 guards.
Oh, shit. I rolled left arm.
Of course.
Okay.
Oh, lefty.
Which does. I guess I hit the one on the right first. So I the one he's holding with the shield. I chop his arm off that's holding the shield, and as he's screaming, I rear the axe back up and swing down and take the guy to the left of me's leg off, his right leg.
And blood there is flowing through the central courtyard of Shadazar. Who's next?
I'll go. Criven, following that up, is gonna line up another arrow and take a deep breath and use his marksman talent to add an additional dice to his attack.
And I will spend another doom to dodge.
And I'm shooting one of these archers.
Oh, well, yeah, we'll still spend one.
Yeah.
We should have been at full momentum. So I put 2 back, and then you use 1. So
I'm like not finding my stuff. All right, here we go. 2 successes at this left archer, we'll say.
Not a single success to dodge.
Mm.
Alright, so that's going to be 1 momentum. Go ahead.
Alright. Damage up. I'll re-roll that 1-0 there. With my accurate talent. 10, 3 piercing. I'll spend that 1 momentum I got to make it 11. 11, 3 piercing.
Okay, guess what?
It's dead, Jim.
Your arrow speeds through the sky. The archer has nowhere to go, only running into his buddy up there. Gets shot through the chest and falls to the ground.
No, his right leg, actually.
No.
Gets shot through the right leg, which obviously makes him fall to the ground.
Wilhelm
And he-
scream.
Wilhelm scream and just lands crunching on his neck on his way down.
Next up,
Ulrika is going to bolt and push her way through the crowd. Nope, that's not what I meant to do.
and runs away.
I'm out of here.
Runs away.
Fuck you guys.
So, James, tell me if this is gonna work how I'm envisioning it. This guy, the executioner with the axe, he is he standing up on the platform with Tariff or on the ground next to it?
Up on the platform, we'll say.
Okay, so I'm going to try to bolt through the crowd and go underneath the platform so that if Tariff falls, I can, basically have him fall onto me on my hands and knees so he won't be hanging there by the neck until dead.
Okay, what are you gonna roll for that? I could go,
Yeah, since you left this in the oh, he's teetering, he's tottering, he might die. I'm gonna try to put another layer of prevention before that.
So that way he weebles, he wobbles, but he doesn't fall down.
One might say. I can see how you would think that.
We are going to go with acrobatics.
Okay.
Oh god.
Acrobatics it is. I'm gonna use 2 momentum. Oof. Do you want a doom, James?
I'm afraid I do not want to doom.
Alright, well, I had a success and also a complication.
So, you slide underneath this thing, and in doing so, and I know we've been like kind of going back and forth between trapdoor and stool thing. Imagine, dear watchers, what you would like in this instance, as Ulrika runs and slides underneath this platform, and in doing so, bumps the last thing that is holding Tariff up. The stool bumps out from underneath them, or the platform releases. Either way, there's a sudden impact with your back that will involve some athletics checks in future turns. Anyone else left?
Me.
Alright, Ramesh, what are you doing to follow up that last one?
Ulrika, you gotta move yourself onto the stage too, right? Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
I'm gonna move up to right here now that all these guards are nicely dead or run away. I'm gonna scramble up to here, and I am going to turn and scream at the executioner guy, motioning to the horses that are running chaos in this thing, and say, "You've backed the wrong horse, and now your life will be forfeit." I invent a microphone and then drop it.
You're trying to hurt me. Congratulations.
Yeah, there we go.
Dial it down, Ramesh.
You know how I get in combat. I just get
Crazy.
Can I?
That's 5 successes.
Let me at him, guys. Hold me back.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it to his face. Yeah.
All right. As you terrify this executioner, what does the damage look like?
How many successes did I need?
Oh, just one. It's only one unless they tend to dodge or
Oh,
extenuating
cool.
circumstances.
So that gives me 5 extra rolls or 5 extra momentum to work with here.
You got 6 altogether?
Yeah, whenever I do a successful persuasion check, I get a bonus momentum.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that is 4 damage. I'm going to spend. How many extra did I have? 5. I'm going to spend 3 on additional damage. One of those things will. 3 on additional damage. He's stunned, and I'll spend an additional 1 to give it piercing 1.
Okay.
Giving us 1 momentum left over to the bank.
And I am going to spend 3 doom to avoid those stuns.
Oof.
Damn.
Fine. Yeah,
Wow.
spend those dooms. You do that. You do you.
So how much damage altogether, and how much?
7 damage, piercing 1
Okay.
to the head, brain area.
Okay. So
Right to his leg.
Yeah. I scream at his cap. Yeah.
And then I shoot it.
Okay, so yeah, there is visible effect as he starts to question if he has maybe indeed backed the wrong horse. I mean, is this worth a paycheck? That's a good question. Okay.
He won't live long enough to answer these moral quandaries.
So that is the end of your actions, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
So someone roll me 4 combat dice.
I'll do it. Bam. Oh. 5.
5.
Should have let him do it because he keeps on rolling zeros.
Yeah, right? Yeah, what the hell are you doing? You should roll that.
Okay, so that's a wound. Yeah, that's you see the guild member who was first hung stop struggling against the rope.
Oh, dang. Sorry, guy.
Sucks.
Now I kind of feel bad, yeah?
No, nameless guild member A.
Okay, so the archer is going to take a shot at Calamir as he is unleashing death.
The archer?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
Do you wish to try and dodge?
I do.
I will take a doom.
No, you won't.
Oh!
Oh, tell us why not, Brad.
I took a new talent.
Oh.
A third tier talent. Pantherish Twist.
I love that talent.
Right? It allows me to use acrobatics instead of parry when defending. Well, that's against melee, but it also reduces doom cost by 1.
Shit.
All right, and away we go. So I got 1 success.
And I'm going to use a momentum.
That is a cool talent. I'm actually going for it right now.
Oh, and I get to re-roll 1d20 on acrobatics tests.
Nice.
Oh,
That's
these
an
acrobatics.
agile talent.
Nice.
Yeah.
Criven also has that.
Macro, I said go. Oh, well, at least it's not a 20.
Yeah, it's not a complication.
Well, that's 2
all that really
successes.
matters.
So, James, you got 2 successes? Just one?
I just got 1 singular success, so you needed to get 1 success, and anything you got on top of that is going to be momentum.
Momentum, which will go back into the pile.
And I would just like to take a small moment to say thank you to Rick Heist, who sent us a little tip for tonight's broadcast. Thank you so much, Rick. That is awesome.
Yeah.
If anyone else is interested...
Oh, Rick, you're super cool.
Yeah, right? Way to go, Rick.
Yeah. He's a pretty awesome guy.
Everyone loves Rick. This is what we're learning tonight. But if you're
Thanks,
also
Rick.
interested, check us out on the top of the video description. There's a little link where you can too. So, moving on. Tell me about your Pantherist twist out of the way of this arrow.
So I had just taken off the leg and was looking at the staring down the executioner, and I saw the arrow come flying, and I did a Matrix style move of the shoulder, move the arm out of the way just in time, and it just pisses me off more.
Alright, so on top of that, the Executioner is going to move toward Ramesh and get in close range with you, leaving Tariff standing on Orica. And he is going to... You know? He points at you.
Tell
He
me.
points at you with his axe and says, Ramesh, don't you know who I am? And he is going
This
to
is so
use
embarrassing. No.
his horrific reputation to do a mental attack on you.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
Oh, you did not. You did not.
The tables have just turned.
I am going to spend 2 doom on that.
Okay.
Do you wish to do any sort of, do you want to give me any doom to steel yourself against it?
What's the roll to steel myself against this? It's not a parry roll, is it?
Discipline.
Yep, under willpower.
Oh, I have some discipline. Sure, take a doom. I'll give it a discipline shot.
All right, doing it.
Cool.
We got a lot of momentum, right?
Oh, we do have a lot of momentum. I'll spend a momentum for an extra die.
Do it.
Sweet.
Whoa. That's a roll.
I got 1 success.
All right, so I had 3. So the one's gonna cancel out. One I need to succeed, and one's gonna give me another doom, which I will spend directly on momentum. However, there is a complication, which we'll get to in a sec. And you suddenly realize exactly who he is. He is known as... I'll be honest, he didn't have a name until right now. Jurig of the Blood Axe. And he is rumored to have killed 100 men on the executioner's stand under various different regimes in the city of Shadowzar. He is said to be cursed. And, unfortunately, his curse doesn't do too well. He does 2 stress toward your resolve.
Nope.
Tell me about why.
Because I am an inspiring leader, and that gives everybody and myself 2 morale soak when they can see or hear me, and 4 morale soak when unless that doesn't apply to me.
Does
It doesn't really say one way or the other, so I guess it would make more sense if it's for everyone else. So
yeah,
he can do it. That's fine.
So he does have one effect, which would be a stun, unless you want to give me another doom.
I don't. Stun just means I can't move, right?
It means you can't have an action this next turn.
Oh well, then yeah, I'm gonna take the doom because I want to yell at him. I want to dance back.
And you are a bit shaken as you take 2 points to resolve, and wonder if maybe the rumors of his damned axe are true. The 2 remaining guards come and spill into the fray now. One of which coming at Calamir. Calamir.
Okay. What was his complication that happened?
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I forgot about the complication. Okay, so the other guild member who's standing there with the rope around their neck, their hands are bound in front of them. But they suddenly reach out and slip their bonds over the head of the executioner, their rope going around their neck, binding them. So anyone doing a physical action against the executioner before their next turn, it's going to take 1 less success than normal.
Cool.
Alright, so thanks for reminding me. So you've already dodged once, so do you want to give me a doom to do so again? And this is at Calamir, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to twist again.
Okay.
I want to do that twist.
Now, if I'm correct, it just says that it cost 1 less than normal to do so, doom-wise?
Yes.
Okay, so this one will actually give me a doom.
Yeah, every time you try to dodge or parry in 1 turn, the doom cost goes up by 1.
Oh, well, fine. That's awesome.
Alright, so I have 1 success with their sword.
Who? This guy over here?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that guy there.
This guy, yeah they're not stunned anymore.
Yeah, let's turn him proper here.
What'd you do, son bitch?
Alright, using a momentum. God, what's... And I re-roll that 1d20.
Hit.
Nice. Okay, so that's 3 successes.
Okay, negating the complication because you got to re-roll it. 3 successes is enough, You needed 1, so you get 2 momentum. He swings. Go ahead.
As he's swinging down on me, I quick move over and move his buddy, who's probably still gripping his bloody arm, and he takes another blow from his friend.
Nice. Conan.
All right.
Conan.
So the last remaining guard is going to come 1 zone over to where Ulrika you would be in that one, and they are going to they grin evilly at you as they approach, and they're going to stab downward with their sword at you. I'm going to give them an easier time to hit you than normal. If you want to parry and do some kung fu shit.
Can I give you 2 doom to protect her?
No, I think that's a dangerous
reaction.
precedent to set. Oh, is it something that's in the book somewhere?
Yep. You can either defend, protect, or retaliate as a reaction.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
retaliate, like the opportunity attack.
Cool. That's legitimate. Let's do it. I'm taking 2 more doom. I will spend 1 of those doom on the attack.
Okay.
Two successes is what you have to beat.
I'm using a momentum, 2 dice, and that's 4 successes.
Oh.
Okay, so
Nice.
as you pantsurously twist out of the way, tell me about what's next here.
So I kind of like moved the dying guy in, blocking he and the guy who was attacking me. I quick tumble over, do a roll, behind Ulrika, who's trying to help up this half barrel, and get my blade up just in time to I'll stop this guy's strike.
Ulrika, you want to add anything to that?
Ooh, could I use a fortune point to direct the blow of his attack to cut the bonds that's holding this person?
Oh, cut the rope.
That is too cool for me to say no to.
Yes.
Okay, so not only did you deflect a blow from Ulrika, this guard, who was not expecting any resistance whatsoever, thinking he had an easy target, suddenly finds his sword thrust going upward. And it cuts into the wood of the gallows, slicing through the rope behind it, as Tariff Half-Barrel, in all of his extraordinary girth and weight, falls on top of Ulrika in a heap.
All right. I am going to... James, you mentioned that I would need some athletics checks, but the situation has changed since then.
It's true. I am, at this point, I'm perfectly cool with you scrambling out from under him without a dice roll, if that is what you desire to do.
It is, and I am going to draw my long knife as I do and, cut his bonds, freeing him from the ropes that had him bound at hand and foot, and saying, "Come on, Half-Barrel. I pray to God you're not going to make me regret this. There were some perfectly fine horses I could have stolen, and we came and got your ass instead."
Yep.
Oh, Ulrika. Ulrika. Remind me to buy you a bottle of my finest wine. Wait, did I say buy? Give. Alright, who's next?
I would like to go next. I'm primed to snark at this
Take him
guy
out.
here.
Yeah.
So I puff up and and say, "You're only famous for being able to kill bound men."
Oh, nice.
And then I say, "You know who I am? I'm Demon King Ramesh. Know your place."
Okay, let's hold for just one moment here. I'm sorry to interrupt this, but that was awesome, and I want to give you a fortune point. But that reminds me that Orica sliding underneath the gallows was awesome, and I want to give Orica a fortune point. And that time that Calamir blocked that shot and used it to cut the rope was pretty rad, and I want to give Calamir a fortune point. Criven, I still love you.
It's okay. I'm just man, you know.
I feel like Oprah over here. You get a fortune point. You get a fortune point. All right.
I wasn't sitting on one of the lucky seats, you know.
Everybody gets a car but you!
Oh.
You're bad and you
awesome.
feel bad.
You were on the show, but you were just that brief moment where they showed like the sidewalk outside with people lined up. You know?
Right.
All right, Ramesh, finish that up for me, pal.
That is
Woo!
5 successes again. So that's going to be 5 momentum, just like every time I yell at people. And let's do some damage here. Okay, so that is 8 damage right there on the die. He's stunned twice.
Spend it.
I'm gonna spend. I got 5, and we already have 6. All right, so I'm gonna spend 4 of it on damage and 1 of it on piercing into his brain. So for a total of 12 damage, 1 piercing, 2 stun.
2 piercing.
Yeah, you get 2 piercing.
Oh,
per
you get 2?
momentum spent
Even
on
better.
so-
2 piercing then. Yeah. Yeah.
Oof.
So,
Okay.
yeah, and like I said, do you know who I am? I'm the Demon King Ramesh.
Oof. Oof, that... so for anyone keeping tally at home, I won't explain the math that did this, but that's going to cost... So, at best, a NPC or monster type will be called a nemesis, which is basically as bad as they come. And they might have a lot of stress, which is kind of like your buffer before you actually start dying. But they're going to have 5 wounds of either mental or physical. And he just suffered 3 in this one bout here. So it looks like, Ramesh, that he does know who you are. As he stumbles backwards a little bit with that axe. You, Demon King Ramesh? Is it true? Do you damn the souls of men?
I will spend a fortune point to take another action on him. And
Yes!
and say, yes, and yours belongs to me.
Oh.
In like a big gravelly, fucking nasty voice at him.
I was just gonna spend a doom to have him seize the initiative and take one last desperate swing at the devil, but he may not get that chance. I'm gonna...
I'm on the level.
I am gonna spend to have him fortify himself against this. So I'm gonna spend a doom to give him a defense. Not that I expect it to go well.
So 5 successes again, which heals. Second verse, same as the first. Alright, boom. So we're gonna do, that's 3 more chances at that. I will spend, since we still have maximum momentum, I'll spend 4 for extra damage and 1 on giving him 2 piercing, so that's 10 damage with 2 piercing and 3 stuns.
No. No! You won't get me! You won't get me! He says. As he throws his axe to the ground and steps backwards, he pulls out a little knife. I'll send myself to my own hell. And he stabs it into his midsection.
Suit yourself, I'm easy.
Face taking on a wicked grin as he coughs blood as he does so. I'll see you in whatever hell men like you and I go to. Demon Prince Ramesh.
That's king, motherfucker. As we die.
And with that, the only ones that are left are like, Demon King Ramesh! And like they're running now. The crowd is running. There is absolute chaos at this grisly sight envisaged. This is horrible. You spend no time at all cutting down the other guild member and capitalize on this moment of confusion and chaos to GTFO. Rounding up those horses or some other horses, you begin to flee from the city.
I take Homeboy's axe with me.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I actually brought Criven up here, like, what up?
Yeah.
So, you go...
Like, you gonna use that axe?
Maybe.
Yeah, if you want it, take it, but,
that's more Calamir's scheme.
Yeah, if someone wants this axe, we should probably take it, because...
We should take it.
Now.
It's just cool. We can give it to Gort.
Oh.
We should get Gort back.
Oh.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have sent him off.
Is Tariff gonna come with us, or is he gonna fight his way through the town?
Oh no, Tariff wants to come with you.
Okay, cool.
As does the other guild member. So, we are going to take this opportunity as you flee, as reinforcements arrive from the commotion, as more of the town guard fills in. As you flee the city, we're going to take this opportunity to take a little break. And we'll be back in just a little bit to tell you more stories from Shadowzar and conclude episode 8 of Crumbling Keep Presents, Tales from the Tower, Conan the Thief.
Hey, everybody. Conan the Thief. Sorry. Hey, everybody. You know what you could do while we're out taking a break? You can head over to patreon.com/crumblingkeep and take a look at our sponsorships and hopefully support us. Or if you just want to take the opportunity to look up some history of Tales from the Tower or Conan itself, head over to our Facebook page or crumblingkeep.com.
All right, thank you for your patience, everybody. We are back. That was a little bit of a longer extended break, but these things happen. So if you are just tuning in, you are watching the Crumbling Keep crew. Crumbling Keep presents Tales from the Tower, and we are playing Conan the Thief by Modiphius. This is episode 8, meaning there has been 7 lovely episodes before this. Episode number 7 being especially remarkable as many people died, some went insane, buildings burned, things were lost. It was a real shit show.
All in all, it was the best summer ever.
All in all, it was the best summer ever.
So, they were my best friends.
If you'd like to find out some more information on Crumbling Keep and other things we do, because we do a lot of other things, check out our website, crumblingkeep.com, for more information on Tales from the Tower. And you can also see past episodes there, including our 3-episode prequel, so to speak, where we played Microscope to set up the world in which we're playing right now. There are also tons of blog articles on tips for running your games, tips for making characters, all kinds of little great tidbits there, as well as a lot of stuff on our homebrew world that we set our podcast in, Samsaris. Some lore, some fiction, enough stuff to get lost in for a while. Which, speaking of, we do have a podcast as well, which you can find on iTunes or your favorite podcast app. Crumbling Keep Presents The Tales of Samsaris. Crumbling Keep
Jesus,
Presents The Tales of Samsaris.
Dude. It's the Isles of Samsaris. Crumbling Keep presents the Isles of Samsaris. There's lots of islands. We are telling a story about one of them.
At least 2.
I don't know, but there's lots of
plural.
God, this is why no one listens to it, because I can't find it.
This streamcast is called Tales from the Tower.
Duh. Anyway, so yeah, check that out there. You can also find more info about that on our website at crumblingkeep.com. We have a Patreon at patreon.com/crumblingkeep, where you can support all of these things, as well as getting exclusive content. And as always, thank you to Roll20 for providing this experience for us to actually play every week, as we are in various parts of the country, from the comfort of our own homes. So it's been great hanging out with everybody yet again.
Thanks, Roll20.
Yeah, since 2012, man.
Since 2012. Going strong. So, as always, also, thank you, Modiphius, because this game is awesome, and you made this game, and it deserved to win the Game of the Year award that it just won. If you're curious about the music being used, and would like to add some ambiance to your own home games, check out Sirenscape. They're pretty rad. That's what we're using. They have an extensive library of things to choose from if you're doing fantasy, sci-fi, what have you. If you'd like to get in on some of the Conan action and run some games, play some games of your own, if you check the video description, there are links to where you can buy the books. Start off with Conan, Adventures in Age Undreamed of. It's worth it for the art itself. It's a beautiful, beautiful book, but the system is absolutely fantastic. If somehow you're watching this and you are not following us on Facebook, facebook.com/crumblingkeep, and we are at Crumbling Keep on Twitter. Anyone have anything else they want to say, or anyone want to berate me for not knowing the names of my own podcast or anything?
No, I think I handled that.
Oh, okay,
yeah. I'm not even surprised.
Right? It's only done it 2 weeks in a row.
It's fine. It's fine. So whatever my doom was, let's pretend that
it's double.
Oh, look at that 67 doom! Wow, weird.
More like
How that happened?
well, you kept dodging. That's what happened. You kept dodging. So, anyone want to set up the story so far real quick for us?
Shit has hit the fan in the city. While once on top, the Thousand Hands of Fortune have now kind of had to be forced to go underground after a messy coup happened. we were trying to escape town. Ulrika found us some very nice horses. When we were going to escape, when we saw Tariff, our friend from the Half Barrels Guild, about to be hung, we used the horses as a distraction and, in true fashion, killed our way through everything until we got what we needed. And now we're running out of town to the vineyard to see if it's been taken over or not.
Okay, so we are going to say that on your way out, that you grabbed the twins.
Cool.
And Gort?
Well, that's a little more complicated. Unfortunately, Gort was nowhere to be seen. So it kind of leaves you to wonder what exactly you sent him into.
Gort knew what the...
Gort knew the stakes.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to be really sad if last week we were like, we've got to save Gort. Don't let Gort get killed in this massacre. And then we were just like, all right, buddy, good luck. See ya.
Right.
Well, this is awkward. Bye.
Alright. So, you ride through the desert with the twins. And, for that matter, now I'm doing it. The half barrel.
Yeah. Tariff.
Tariff, thank you. And with Tariff, who explains to you what happened. It seems that the Thousand Hands weren't the only ones that were targeted. Your allies, those that truly were your allies, were as well. And while most of the half-barrels were able to escape the city and have gone to a safe house of theirs, it happened mostly because Tariff stood behind and guarded the rear as they fled. Which, as you
Very noble.
see him now, he is covered in wounds. Also along the way, the other guild member tells the tale in a little more details, and it seems that Tariff has a little bit more to him than what seems. He took down many a cult member that night.
I toss him the axe.
Oh, wait. No, I'm just kidding.
At least until we're done here, you might as well have a weapon.
Yeah, I want it.
Yeah.
I want it at the end of the night. It's killed 1,000 people. I want it.
Right.
Only like 100, I thought. Whatever.
The,
Oh, 100?
and just gonna keep raising.
Yeah. I mean, 1,000 is the number of the game, but
And,
I'm just saying the guy was a chump. Just whatever.
and Tariff is, when you toss Tariff the axe, huh, what would I do with this?
Kill people,
Duh.
or toss it back if you don't want it.
Oh, is it time for Calamir to double fist?
Axes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I'll keep it for safekeeping, just in case.
You never know. You know.
My friends, now that we are out of the prying ears of the city, I have managed to procure us an army.
An army?
Whoa, what?
An army.
Yes, it's my turn for the giant revelations on you. Yes, I through some familial contacts, I have been able to procure a portion of the Zedaean army to help us out in reclaiming the city.
How
Whoa.
much?
I don't. How big is would be the men at our disposal, Crane?
There's gonna be a few hundred sent.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
I'm like, yeah, a couple hundred highly trained soldiers.
Now we have to take back the vineyard.
So they are, X distance outside of where we are. I didn't want them to let their presence be known in the city until we absolutely needed them. So
Gosh, I say we go to them and then storm the vineyard. Anybody who's there won't stand a chance.
Yeah. Well, do we know that the vineyard's been taken over?
It might have been, but it's going to be our base either way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Might as well take the army there and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I can take us to the army instead if we want to go there first.
Well, if there's a chance the vineyard's been taken over, then having an army to help retake it might be
Yeah.
a smart move.
I think either way, I agree with Frank. We should go get them because that would be a good staging spot for them, anyways, even if it is under our control.
We're a day's ride from the town, just
But
pop over when we're ready.
what's the twin that's not Drina?
Makar.
Thank you, Makar. But and he silences himself and kind of looks around, wondering if he's in proper company.
Speak
Go on.
freely.
The treasure.
The what?
I know
Yes.
of a great treasure there. If there's an army, maybe the treasure will not be safe. Money has a way of turning men.
What manner of treasure is this?
It is
Is it coins?
It is coin, and that of which you can sell for coin.
I am not worried about this army. They are, the allegiance I have with them is very strong.
It's not like we'll be letting them all in.
They're also still 2 days away from the town as well.
Okay.
Just to give you an idea of, you're gonna have to go 2 days out, 2 days back, so it's gonna take a good work week, if not longer. Probably longer, honestly, since they're not all gonna move as swiftly as just you all.
So do we want to do that, or do we want to stop by the vineyard first?
I think say stop by the vineyard and scope it out at least.
Yeah,
Yep.
that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. Cool.
And then we can hide this treasure and stuff. Quantify our dividends, you know what I mean?
I'm afraid I don't.
Something
Uh,
about money.
So, as the journey continues, Drina, who is riding on the back of your horse, Calamir, leans
Yes.
forward. Thank you again for saving us in that horrible, horrible place.
You didn't deserve to die as my friends did, but they were capable of running away and you weren't. I was glad to help. I'm glad you're here. Plus, you know where my woman is.
Yes.
Where is she?
She was originally hired by the cult to kill you.
What?
She did not know the target at the time. She swore to it.
But still, she was in the Thousand Hands. She shouldn't have taken contracts with the cult.
Master Wa betrayed us, man.
It was
You never know.
complicated. She swore she had her reasons, though she did not look happy about them. But
Well, regardless, she didn't follow through with it.
she drugged you to save you, so that they would think you were dead, but she knew that it wouldn't take long before they found out the truth.
Especially now.
Mm-hmm. We all have targets on our backs now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where I can find her? And
Yes,
how do you know this?
because she sought me out. She told me. She was worried that if she was being followed, that she might lead people to you. It is not the Black Hand that tried to kill you. They are who protect her now. She has joined them for safety.
Maybe there's our potential allies. I mean, they can't want to see what the cult's doing.
Right.
They have stayed out of the battle thus far.
But it's gonna come knocking eventually.
I fear it'll come
They're
for...
big enough, but
I fear it will come for everyone in Shadazar. And
Precisely.
so you arrive at the outskirts of the estate. And you don't see any large army. And you don't see any occupying forces. It seems that the Thousand Hands of Fortune were perhaps quite adept at keeping this secret.
Nice.
Good.
Excellent.
yes.
Well then, at this point, probably Tariff and the twins should stay here, and
Let's
we'll keep moving on.
see about this treasure.
Yeah.
I mean, if no one's taking the place over.
So you leave them behind as you go into the estate?
No. I mean, like, once we leave the estate here, they should stay behind.
I understand.
Probably. Yeah.
Tariff scoffs at that. Nonsense. If we are retaking my city, I'll be there to retake it. They have my brewery.
While we visit the army, though, you guys are going to stay here and make sure it stays ours.
Need to leave someone behind.
Yeah.
Who knows? Word hasn't got out yet, but we don't know how long it'll stay that way.
But first things first, treasure.
Right.
First thing first, let's find Tariff a room so we can go talk about the treasure in private.
Yeah.
He looks offended. What? You think I'd be after your treasure?
This is
Well-
Shadazar, friend.
Don't worry, you'll get your cut.
That...
We did save
We're-
your
we're in
life,
this-
so
we're in this
it would
together.
not behoove you to screw us over.
Screw you over. This is Tariff you're speaking to. Criven has the right idea. From what I hear, a little bit of ale loosens the tightest lips, but a little bit of gold seals them up again.
Oof. We'll all have parts to play.
And a little bit of wine makes friends of us all.
So, as you approach the front door to the estate, it opens, and a familiar figure almost stumbles out. Using a stick for support and bloodied, you see Shenwen.
Shenzhen?
Yes.
Shenzhen. From the Guild of Whispers. He was the Council of Three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With Visk and, was it Jarvis?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shenzhen? What are you doing here?
He speaks weakly. The Guild of Whispers used to deal in secrets. Don't worry. The only other person that knew this one is dead.
Varesh?
He nods. Varesh told me
No,
of this
Ed.
place.
Gort.
Well,
Is anyone else here? Has anyone else shown up?
only me. The Guild of Whispers all followed Visk. I was thrown from my own guild.
The whole guild joined him.
Well, you are welcome here.
Right?
The Guild of
We'll
Whispers.
just take back your guild while we're at it.
Yes. There's a way. You'll need their help.
We'll need their help, but who's to say they won't be turned and bribed to betray us just like the last?
He...
I'll work with the Guild of Whispers, but don't think I won't be keeping both eyes open.
He sits back weakly using the staff as support and lands on a stone bench that's outside the door of the estate. It seems this act of standing was very taxing to him. There's a reason we always had the 3 for the Guild of Whispers. 2, it was too easy for an imbalance of power. They choose between either me or Visk, and they chose Visk because they saw that as safe. I know if we got Jarvis back and broke his mind from that spell, they would follow us again. There's been no love lost between us and 1,000 Hands, but this is bigger. I know this. And if we can just get Jarvis, he'll know this too.
Agreed.
Anyone who's paying attention can see that this is built bigger than just guild versus guild. There's something wrong with that cult of the staff, and I still want to know who's parading around town wearing the skin of Urquhart as a disguise.
Yeah. This became bigger than just the guilds. We're fighting for Shadazar at this point. Like,
1,000 Hands, if you want a guild at your back again, I can tell you where Jarvis is. He won't want to come, but if you can get him...
We might be able to convince him.
in the
Where is
mean-
he?
Yeah, he'll tell you that eventually. For next week.
In the meantime,
After the party.
friend. Yeah. In the meantime, friend. I know the Guild of Whispers has tunnels that they use to move around the town or move around the city. Knowledge of where those tunnels are would be quite handy in the future.
Give me a fortune
He
point
said
and I'll make
throw
that
a
true.
fortune point.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, I have a fortune point left, and it's bet on this.
Yeah.
He nods. If anyone should know our secrets now, it's the hands that are left.
Whoop.
But there's hardly 1,000 of you anymore.
Yes,
There-
but
there
the
are.
dozen hands of fortune doesn't quite have quite the same ring to it.
Well,
We'll
There
be
will-
in our hands eventually.
maybe by
There will always be 1,000 hands.
Yeah.
uh,
If we have 500 people, that's 1,000 hands. So,
We have an army of 300.
yeah, I have an I say, well, I have an army.
600 hands of fortune.
Yeah.
No, the 1,000 hands are those who have come before, and those who are now, and those who will join in the future.
Whoa, that's deep.
Yeah, it's good. I like that.
so the 1,000 hands will continue on.
And right now we are the Thousand Hands of Revenge.
Right?
Yes.
We take a break, Shenzhen. We got some business to take care of.
Yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to stay here.
As long as you make yourself useful, you're welcome to stay here.
It seems that we are after a common goal. I don't know that I have a choice. None of us have a guild right now.
Revenge.
We're a guild. We're the Thousand Hands of Fortune, and you're a part of it. One of the thousand.
Okay, so going farther in to the estate. Makar leads you into it. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, Makar leads you farther into the estate and takes you down a hallway you've all traversed many times before, and he's looking super, I don't want to say shady, paranoid. He's looking super paranoid as you're going down, as he because there are still people keeping the estate running here. The wine merchant's former workers are still here, right? So he makes sure that you are all absolutely alone as this happens. And you come upon a statue. And it's not a statue that you haven't seen before. It is a statue of Ishtar. And he starts grabbing at it. It's like, I know. I saw him go this way before.
I roll some kind of observation.
You can give me an observation.
Yeah, me too.
Same
here.
I'm gonna go with one person does it, another can help.
I can re-roll observation checks.
I can too.
Okay, I'll help.
Can we all help to look at this point to give someone extra dice?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that 2 people can help just because of the size of the statue.
Cool.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
4 dice.
I'll just hang back and
3 successes. I think I'll stick with that. I don't want to roll a complication.
Okay, so you do find... So you're going over this statue. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. I still might. You're going over the statue. You find 4 divots in it that seem, at first glance, like maybe they were just where rock had broken away. But no, it's... They were carved there.
How big are they? Like fingertip sized, or?
Yes.
Wonder.
Want to give me a lore test? Up to you.
Lore? I don't have any lore.
do you point this out? You notice a thing and then you're like, huh, I wonder what this is about.
Right. Yeah, I mention it. I start touching the little divots.
Yeah, do you?
Strange marks.
You start touching the divots?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm gonna say the third... How many... Okay. So let's pretend they're in a box pattern. Upper left, upper right, lower left, lower right. What do you touch?
Oh, there's all 4 of them?
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
I just think I touched, all of them. I mean, kinda.
Sure, tell me what order. They're too far away to touch them all at once.
Okay. I want to touch just the top right one.
Make a resistance check.
Resistance. It's hurting me. What did I do to you?
Started touching things.
I'm going to spend a momentum.
And Ulrika, if you want to make that roll, you're more than welcome to.
Lore.
2 successes on resistance. Let me change that momentum.
There is a sharp pain in your finger as you feel a needle jut into it.
Oof.
You're going to have flu-like symptoms, but you're not going to die because you made the roll.
Alright.
Minor flu-like symptoms at that. You're going to be a little achy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And Ulrika, looking at this, you realized this is Ishtar. If you made the holy shrine of Ishtar, it would hit these in a specific pattern.
Oh, all right. This is... I say this to everyone. Do I know the holy sign of Ishtar? Like, I know what pattern to hit
Yes.
on the statue?
Yeah, that's what your lower test did for you.
I'm gonna try it.
Go ahead, man. It's going to bite you.
You do the same thing, and your finger goes in the same divot, just in a different order. And when you hit the last one, you hear click, and the statue slowly grates to the side. And the man who showed you where it was starts jumping in glee as it reveals a chamber piled with gold and statues and a host of swords.
Ho ho!
Nice.
Oh, this will do.
Griffin walks in there. Look at all this treasure.
We can rebuild the storefront.
We can do so much.
We can
Could buy books.
outfit those soldiers with a second sword for each of them.
Or a fine sword for
No.
the best of them.
For the captains, if there's how many swords is a slew of swords?
30 swords.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, you don't know why. Like, and they're all different too. It seems like this
Yeah.
was like more for
Like a collection.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was for Kaladin. It was definitely more of an art thing.
So maybe Ulrika can appraise them?
Oh yeah, I'm already like, I'm looking at the weapons, I'm looking at the statues, being like, I know who needs this in their courtyard, I know who needs this, in their weekend vomitorium as opposed to their standard vomitorium. I'm really just like going through a mental list of who I'm gonna hawk this stuff onto.
Right.
And if you want to do some like that, can definitely be a carousing thing.
Absolutely.
As you sort through all this.
Can
Increase the value of it all.
we suss out if any of these might be magical at all?
Not really. No, they're not.
Swing it around to see if it's magical.
Totally not magical. Yeah, this is just nice looking stuff.
So is there any, like, nice armor and stuff too, or perhaps a nice bow?
Yeah, there's a fancy bow. It's not magic, but if you want to look cool, there's one.
All right.
And then you hear a voice behind you as you're all kind of like transfixed by this for a moment. Great Ishtar's grace. And you turn
around
and see one of the shepherds that work at the estate, with just a dumb look on his face.
Damn it.
Grab him.
This guy, yeah.
We don't pay you to stand around. Get back to work.
But
I just like.
but I brought the flop back. There is an army on the march.
What? From where? From whence direction?
From the northeast. They look Corinthian.
Wait, what?
What?
Corinthia is on the march. Which
I don't.
is where...
That's not my army, guys.
No, it is not. And that's where we're going to stop
Uh-oh.
it for the night.
Oh shit!
One of the things
That's not my army.
that does mean...
Wait a minute.
You don't wanna
This isn't
hear.
my army.
One of the things that is going to mean is that likely just because sieges, if they are marching to Shadazar, that when they get there, no one's going to be able to get in and out of the city. So, likely we're going to begin the next game in Shadazar, as you probably don't want to get knocked out of it. But we'll discuss that between games. So, thank you everybody for playing tonight. Thank you anyone for watching. Again, this has been Crumbling Keep Presents Tales from the Tower, where we play Conan the Thief. You can see more about us at crumblingkeep.com. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/crumblingkeep. We are on Twitter at crumblingkeep. And if you want to give us a little thank you for this, at the top of the episode description, there is a little link where you can send us a little tip. Or if you'd like to maybe give us some ongoing patronage, because we're doing a lot of things and that would also be cool. You can get some exclusive content and whatnot at patreon.com/crumblingkeep. My name is James. I've been your GM.
I'm Brad. I played Calamir.
I'm Emily. I was Ulrika.
I'm Frank. I was playing Criven.
I'm Justin. I was playing Ramesh.
Have a great night, everybody, and thanks for watching.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Yeah.